Start today, once again, on Capitol Hill on Democratic attempts to get their act together with Washington correspondent Joe Mathieu, host of Shutdown, daily on Bloomberg Radio. So, Joe, I understand you just came from Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House's briefing. What did you learn?
Yeah, David, it's not often you go to the Speaker's weekly briefing and find the Senate Majority Leader and the Treasury Secretary at the podium, and that's exactly what just happened. Pelosi, Schumer, and Janet Yellen meeting a very large room full of reporters today with a lot of questions about the way forward on this economic agenda. First of all, with regard to a government shutdown now potentially 1 week away, all three pledged to keep the government open, and Nancy Pelosi did continue that theme after Schumer and Yellen left her to conduct her own briefing here. As you know, a funding bill that passed the House is not expected to pass the Senate. It has a debt ceiling suspension attached to it. It looks like they will go forward with a standalone continuing resolution to fund the government, then deal with the debt ceiling after. But I can tell you as well, with regard to reconciliation, David, Speaker Pelosi announcing a framework deal has been struck. Didn't talk about an overall price tag or exactly what would be in that deal, but a deal to fund this $3.5 trillion bill, if that's what it ends up being, is in place, she said, allowing the parties to negotiate. And all of this follows a series of group meetings at the White House that went into the evening last night with Democratic leadership and rank and file. Joe Biden speaking directly with them at the White House. It's unclear what they walked away with, but they do, David, once again, have a framework in place, they say, to pay for this reconciliation bill. It's possible that a vote on that would come as soon as next week.
So, Joe, you can only report what you know. I understand that. But I wanted to talk about the president having those meetings at the White House yesterday, because there were some reports that came out that part of what they might be talking about is maybe not $3.5 trillion, maybe somewhat south of there, which would make it easier to pay for it.
It would be a more realistic approach, certainly, and Pelosi was asked about that today. She said there is no price tag yet, but also did not suggest that it wouldn't be lower. This is all open for negotiation right now. The thing is, we're not sure exactly where the Senate is on how to pay for this, David. We know that the House Ways and Means Committee has already approved increases on the corporate tax rate and on the capital gains tax rate. The Senate still has to weigh in on that, but Pelosi and Schumer said today, clearly, the House, the Senate, and the White House are all on board with this framework agreement. Now it's time for some details. Reporters followed Pelosi into the hallway after, by the way, shouting questions to learn more about this. She didn't answer any details, simply said that today is a great step forward.